Hello and welcome to Mountain Crest High School in Hiram. Eric Olson along with you on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel, a doubleheader. Tonight, the varsity girls from Mountain Crest taking on the Salem Hills varsity team. Here in just about 5-7 minutes we'll get underway. And then after that, the varsity boys from Mountain Crest playing host to the Box Elder Bees from just over the mountain. Well, girls basketball is something we haven't done at the Valley Channel for a while. Had the opportunity to come out here and cover this game. Mountain Crest expected to be one of the top teams in Region 11. In fact, the coaches poll had them picked as the top team in Region 11. Ridgeline, of course, has been the queen of Region 11 for some time, but Emily Skinner moving on to Duke basketball, and Ridgeline's still going to have something to say about that top spot, but J.C. Carroll's Mountain Crest Mustangs are picked to finish number one in the region. They are 1-0, beat Morgan 73-48 last week. 16-10 last year for this team, third in Region 11 at 6-4. They lost in the quarterfinals 64-25 to a very good Snow Canyon team. Last year offensively, they were number 7 in 4A, number 20 defensively, and they have 7 contributors returning to this team. When I talked to Coach J.C. Carroll, he talked about his team and saying, hey, we've got a really good team coming back. They have bought into what we're trying to do since 8th, 9th, 10th grade. This is his third year here, so these girls have all been in his system the entire time. He said it's a fun group. They're hardworking. We are trying to build something special. And I asked him about their style that they play. He said, we want to be aggressive, we want to score, we want to get up and down. And he kind of laughed and he said, I scored a lot when I was at Utah State, so I like offense a lot. One of my assistant coaches takes care of defense. He said, believe it or not, one thing we do want to work on and want to see here early in the season and all through the season is we want to see our defense get a little bit better. So as much as he wants to outscore people, he understands about the defense and the role that it plays in basketball. One of the top players on this Mountain Crest team is Coach Carroll's daughter, Bella Carroll, 18 points against Morgan. She's been playing in AAU, and Coach Carroll coaches that team, and he says she loves basketball. Salem Hills has their top player, Alexa Vance, number 22, is another player that Coach Carroll coached in AAU over the summer. And he had a lot of nice things to say about her and said what a good player she is. The team that Coach Carroll coaches, the AAU team, has some of the best players from Utah and Idaho in it, and they go all over the place playing. Salem Hills lost their opener and then lost their next one. They're out of Region 7, 5A. They're 0-2, lost to Viewmont by 4, 57-53. Vance with 18 in that one. 8 3-pointers for Salem Hills in that game, even though they lost. And then they got beat by 20 at Provo, 57-37. Vance with a dozen in that one. And from there, in that game, they only hit 1 3-pointer. So they went cold from downtown. 2 returning starters for that team in Salem Hills. And they're a team that's kind of trying to work their way back up. Kate Barton and Alexa Vance, the only returning starters. Last year they lost by 1, 52-51 to West in the semis, 20-7, but they graduated 5 girls that either started or played a lot. So they're not picked to be at the top of their region this year because of that rebuild, but they're hoping that they can really get it going. But they are trying to get on the winning track here tonight against a 1-0 Mountain Crest team that, again, is projected to be very good. We're getting ready to get things going here at Mountain Crest. The Salem Hills girls visiting the Mountain Crest Mustang girls team varsity game here in the first part of a basketball doubleheader, with the boys coming up after this one. The boys playing Box Elder and are getting ready for the national anthem here at Mountain Crest And we will step aside for that.
Sportsmanship does matter. Now will you please rise to honor America by the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome to Mountain Crest High School, where tonight the Mountain Crest Mustang girls will be taking on the Salem Hills Skyhawks in a doubleheader on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. Boys varsity coming up after this ball game. Salem Hills out of Region 7. They are 5A, and they're doing the starting lineups right now. Kate Barton, 7.5 points per game, number 1, 22 Vance. Alexa Vance, averaging 15 points per ball game. Brinley Braun, averaging a bucket per game, number 11. Elise Bronson, averaging a point, is number 32. And that's the starting lineups. They turn out the lights for the Mountain Crest Mustangs starting lineup. Mustangs come in 1-0 with a big win over Morgan, 73-48 last week. Emerson Brown wears number 0.
A senior, number 1.
She had 16 against Morgan. Leighton Pratt, 13 against Morgan, is number 1. Bella Carroll, 18 points against Morgan, and Coach J.C. Carroll's daughter.
Senior, number 23, Mariana Webb-Berrigan.
Mariana Webb-Berrigan wearing the Jordan number. And Walker, number 45. She had a dozen against Morgan last week. Coach J.C. Carroll in his 3rd year, 28 and 22. Last year they went to the quarters, where they lost a very good Snow Canyon team. Picked number 1 by the coaches in Region 11 in the preseason poll, trying to unseat Ridgeline, who's had a stranglehold on Region 11 girls basketball for the last 3 or 4 years. Salem Hills losing to Viewmont by 4 and Provo by 20 prior to coming in here tonight. Again, a 5A team out of Region 7, averaging 45 points per game but giving up 57. Vance and Barton set to tip it off. And Mountain Crest takes it right to the rack as Carroll slides in from the left side, misses, but Brown puts it back. And the Mustangs will press. They want to get up and down. They want to cause havoc, and they just come up with a turnover right there. Firing away from the outside, Zemi Brown. She has 5, and it's 5-0 And we've only played 30 seconds here in this first quarter. Mountain Crest with the early lead. The pressure, Vance picks up her dribble. Barton tries to pass it into the front court, and she's fouled by Carroll. First foul of the game. Salem Hills setting their offense, looking for Vance. She turns and looks in. Tries to go to work on Walker. Has to give it up. Block by Brown. She's been everywhere here in the early going. 5 points and now a block. Hands it off to Carroll. Carroll uses the screen, gets down the lane, puts it up, will go to the line after the miss. Fouled by Vance. See right from the get-go how aggressive Mountain Crest is, both offensively and defensively. Carroll misses the first free throw. Coach Carroll expecting Salem Hills to press and play a lot of man-to-man. He figures they will be hungry tonight after starting the season 0-2. Speaking of 0-2, Carroll goes 0-2 from the free throw line. It remains 5-0. Mountain Crest. Salem Hills turns it over again. It's Brown again. And they're going to tie her up. And the possession arrow in favor of the Skyhawks. Baum lost it. It was Emerson Brown who took it away. Three on the way. Still rolling around as Barton misses and finally grabbed and then turned over by the Mustangs. Looking low and trying to go inside to Richardson, and it goes out of bounds. Mountain Crest ball, the second turnover of the first period for Salem Hills. We've played 2 minutes. Mountain Crest leading 5-0. Walker on the handoff, right down the lane, to the rack, won't go, and a foul called, an offensive foul on 45. So Walker with her first foul, second team foul. Second turnover for the Mustangs. At the scorer's table is Livia Allred from Salem Hills. She's going to come in replacing Brinley Baum. Neither roster had any heights for any of these girls. Vance looking at a three. Rims around and out. Rebound fought for, put back up. Won't go. But a foul. And it looks like Lauren Nye will go to the free throw line. First one around and in. So Salem Hills on the board. Nye hits one of 2 free throws, and it's 5-1 Mountain Crest. Brown quickly ahead to Walker, and Walker kicks it back to Carroll, and Mountain Crest sets up their offense. Carroll going to work. Gets rid of it to Brown, hand it back to Walker. And the Mustangs, with their action, get it over to Walker. She has a good look, but she misses, and it's rebounded out of there by Salem Hills. Barton showing her ball handling skills. Pull up three for Barton, short. Rebound taken away from Salem Hills by Pratt. Leighton Pratt comes out of there with it, but then it's turned over at the other end. 5 total turnovers between the two teams, and we're not even halfway through the first period. This thing's a little bit sloppy in the early going. Ball out of bounds. Looks like it was off Salem Hills, and the Stripes agree. 5-1 Mountain Crest. The Mustangs 5 points early by Emerson Brown, but they've been stuck there for a bit. Down low, good position. Going to work, putting it up and a little too hard for Webb Berrigan. Back at the other end. Barton backs it out. Barton, tough pass, just about turns it over, and Vance tracks it down. Vance lobs it inside, out of bounds off of Mountain Crest. She was looking inside to Richardson, who had pretty good position. Richardson and Nye both with some good size and height out there. Bronson into the ball game, as is Hoffines. And on the inbounds play, the ball's turned over. Vance got bumped. She didn't like it, had something to say about it. We're going the other way, and that's 3 turnovers now for Salem Hills. Score remains 5-1 Mountain Crest. Midway through this first period. Here's the handoff to Brown. Brown stopping, popping, hitting.
Emmy Brown!
7-1 Mountain Crest. Vance to the rack. And one for double deuce. Webb Berrigan gets the foul, her first third team foul here in this first period. The Mustangs JV girls took care of business just before this ball game, and the varsity team hoping to do the same. But Vance cuts the lead to a 3-point lead, 7-4 Mountain Crest. 3:40 to play in this first period. Brown looks for a cutter, can't find one. Instead goes out front to Pratt. Now Pratt gives it up. Underneath, looking for Pratt. Knocked away and just about went in. They ran Salem Hills off the 3-point line, but then get another look at it. Pratt gets the rebound off the miss. Here we go quickly the other way, and Brown can't get her hands on it, and it goes out of bounds. Skyhawks basketball, 4th turnover for the Mustangs in the early going. Mountain Crest with that full court pressure. Now we're going to get a foul called. Pratt picks up her second. So Coach Carroll might think about sitting her. And that's the 5th team foul, Mountain Crest. So free throws the rest of the period for Salem Hills, and Barton misses the first. Number 21, Isabella Johnson, comes into the ball game. Walker takes a seat, as does Webb Berrigan. Second free throw good for Barton, and Barton cuts the Mountain Crest lead to 2. So a little 4-point mini run by Salem Hills, and it's a 7-5 ball game. The Mustangs lead by a bucket. They got 5 quick points, and then only 2 points in the last 4 minutes. Looking for the cutter. Carroll finds it, then she finds a cutter of her own, putting it up and in is Pratt. Pressure off the made basket. Vance comes up with it, and she's fouled.
Foul called on Addison Morocco, her first.
So free throws coming. Addison LaRocco picks up her first foul. And Vance goes to the line, where she's now 2 for 2. Emerson Brown leads all scorers with 7. She has 7 of the 9 Mountain Crest points. Vance leading Salem Hills with 4, waiting for a chance at one more. Vance hits them both. 5 points for Alexa Vance, coming in averaging 15 per ball game. Larocco brings it across the timeline. Looking for Carroll, throws it wide of her. Another turnover, 5 for the Mustangs. Salem Hills with a chance to tie or take the lead. They got away with a walk, and they turn it over anyway. Quickly ahead to Larocco. She came down a little bit awkward. Her knee kind of locked on her. She's okay. You worry when you see somebody come down like that. The knee kind of locked up. She lost the ball out of bounds. 6 turnovers for Mountain Crest here in this first quarter. 2:05 to play, 9-7 Mountain Crest leading Salem Hills. Here's a turnover. Larocco comes up with it. Carroll looking at a 3, likes what she sees. Well, Bella Carroll on the board, 18 in the opener. She gives her team a 5-point lead, and now a steal on the inbounds. Carroll misses on the free throw, comes up with the loose ball. Larocco to Walker, cross court looking for Carroll, nice catch. Now she rolls down the lane. Throw it up with the left hand, won't go. Pratt, put it up, miss it. Rebound fought for. Salem Hills comes out of there with it. Now they give it right back to Mountain Crest. Carroll working baseline. Puts it up, gets her own rebound. Misses on that one. Now she's padding her stats. Walker, wide open 3. In and out. Rebound on the floor, fought for. And somehow Mountain Crest comes up with it. And then they throw it away. Nope, Larocco catches it before it gets out of bounds. 1 minute to play in this first period. 12-7 Mountain Crest. Carroll, just inside the three-point line. She was a little bit behind the backboard. That would have been a heck of a shot had she made it, and then she fouls coming across. And that is her second foul. You could tell by the way she kind of hung her head after that foul. That was a little bit of frustration foul. She missed 2 or 3 shots on that exchange that I'm sure she would like to have back. And now she's going to have to come sit down, and she sends Vance to the free throw line. Pratt with a productive first quarter, and she gets a rest. Vance hits both free throws. She's 5 for 5 from the free throw line, 7 points, and it's a 3-point Mountain Crest lead with 45 seconds to play in the first quarter. Walker hits a cutting Carroll. Carroll puts it on the glass and leaves it a little bit short. She's yet to really find the range. She's hit a 3-pointer, but she's missed some easy ones here in the early going, and a late whistle. Salem Hills living at the free throw line here in this first quarter. And Coach Carroll voicing his displeasure at the foul disparity. Free throws both good. 10 points for Vance. She has 8 of them at the free throw line. 10 free throws in this first quarter for Salem Hills, keeping them in it. Carroll down the lane, lay it up, and one. So Bella Carroll makes it a 14-11 ball game. And a chance to extend that lead. She's 0 for 2 from the free throw line. She's the only Mustang that shot free throws here in this first period. This will be her 3rd free throw attempt. And she hits this one. 6 for Carroll. It's a 15-11 Mountain Crest lead with 15 seconds to play in the first period. Vance working her way through a bunch of pressure, and then she's fouled. Oakley Brown with her first. And Vance, another free throw. 8 for 8 from the free throw line. She finally misses one. Rebounded by Mountain Crest, and then they turn it over. So the Mustangs have had trouble hanging on to the ball here in this first period. 7 turnovers, but they still lead 15-12. Carroll pressuring the inbounds. Here's Vance with it straight away. Vance steps back, launches a three, short, rebounded by Carroll. Carroll doesn't have time to get a shot off, so we head to the second period. Mountain Crest holding on by a three-point bucket, 15-12. Mountain Crest leading Salem Hills after one on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. The Game of the Week has a lot of sponsors that help make things happen and keep Valley Sports on the air. KSM, Wendy's, Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, Custom Fence, Anderson Seed and Garden, and Old Grist Mill all care about sports and high schoolers and the community. And they've helped bring you Valley Channel Sports for lots of years. We appreciate them and hope you do too. We'll be talking about them throughout both games here tonight. So the Mustangs jumped out to the early 5-0 lead. And since then, they've been, and it was 7-1 at one point. Since then, they've been outscored 11-8 as we start the second period. Bella Carroll leading Mountain Crest with 6 points. Here's a three by Brown. Follows her miss, but can't come up with it. Best thing that's happened for the Mustangs is that they start the fouls over in the second quarter. A lot of free throws for Salem Hills in that first period. Brown knocks it away, and oh my goodness. Get a foul called on Walker. That's her second. 8 fouls on Mountain Crest in that first period. Vance works it around, finds Barton. Now back to Vance straight away. Vance loses it, but it was right to the hands of her teammate Richardson, who puts it up and in. Richardson with her first bucket of the game, and it's a 1-point ball game, 15-14. Mountain Crest leading. Brown, baseline, up, under, won't go. Rebound fought for. Pratt comes up with it, hands it off to her teammate, Webb Berrigan, who puts it in. Mountain Crest back out front by 3. Vance tries to split defenders, falls down. Brown leaves it under to her teammate Pratt, and Pratt turns it over. It was tough pass, kind of a little scoop pass that hit Pratt in the knees, and she couldn't come up with it, and it goes out of bounds. And Mountain Crest with their 8th turnover of the half. Salem Hills with 7 of their own. Here's Mountain Crest with that pressure. They've pressured most of this half. Brown knocks it away. Emerson Brown has been everywhere in this first half. 7 points. I mentioned earlier it was Carroll that led the scoring for Mountain Crest with 6. It's Brown with 7. Now we got don't know if we have a time or a score problem. The official is at the scorer's table and talking to the official scorer or the person running the board. Didn't see him change anything, but they did change something. 6:33 to play in the first half. 17-14, Mountain Crest with the lead. They've led from the jump. Got 5 points in a hurry. And then it's just been pretty much back and forth and pretty even since. You know, they didn't change the time or anything, so the official is satisfied now, and we play on. Barton working on Brown. Barton falls to the floor, loses it out of bounds. Vance walks over to her, and she wanted the ball a little earlier, and Barton kind of lost control of it. Vance tells her it's all right, let's go. Mountain Crest with a chance to extend the lead. They've led by as many as 6. Up by 3 now. Down low, Webb Berrigan going to work. Turns, lays it in. 4 in the period for Mariana Webb Berrigan. That's back out to a 5-point advantage for Mountain Crest. Lobbing low. Mountain Crest was looking for Salem Hills was looking for 9 and was knocked out of bounds by Mountain Crest. Carroll, Pratt, Webb, Berrigan, Walker, and Brown on the court right now for the Mustangs. That one knocked out of bounds by Baum. And Mountain Crest gets it back. Vance, Barton, Baum, Richardson, Nye on the floor for Salem Hills. Walker trying to clear herself some room, goes baseline, scoop it up, just about goes. Instead, she'll go to the line as Vance picks up her 2nd foul. Walker with her first point of the night from the free throw line. She goes to the line for one more. Mountain Crest back out front by 7 after 2 free throws from Walker. All the starters have scored now for the Mustangs. Barton splits the double, down low to Nye. It's taken away. That's a pilfer of the first order by Pratt, and then she throws it away at the other end. Both teams now with 9 turnovers in this first half. Carroll's going to pressure Barton. She has to be careful with 2 fouls. Pratt with the steal. Pratt from the left side. Put it up and in. Pratt with 4. And Coach Alexa Porter wants a timeout. 10 turnovers for Salem Hills in this first half. Mountain Crest taking advantage, building their largest lead of the half. 23-14, the Mustangs lead on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. KSM Music is a sponsor of the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. They've got their big Paul Reed Smith, the PRS guitars. Big sale going on through the end of the year. It's their 40th anniversary thank you sale, the PRS 40th anniversary thank you sale. 20% off the SE series, 15% off S2 with bolt-on and amps. So if you're looking for a guitar, you're looking for all sorts of musical instruments, they have them down there at KSM Music. You want to learn how to play, they have lessons. Guitars, bass, drums, piano, ukulele. Check out KSM's website, KSM Music. That's 2 M's, ksmmusic.com for more information. So the Mustangs aggressive defensively, forcing a bunch of turnovers and taking advantage of it, and they lead 23-14. Alexa Vance has done it all for Salem Hills. Bella Carroll just picks up her 3rd. Keep an eye on that one. She's going to have to sit. LaRocco comes in for her. Walker gets a hand on it. Walker comes up with it. Pardon me, LaRocco came up with it after Walker knocked it away. And the foul called on Richardson. That's her 2nd. Both teams with 2 team fouls. Salem Hills lived at the free throw line in the first period. Now a chance for Mountain Crest to go up double digits. Brown turns, spins, shoots, misses, rebound. LaRocco knocks it out of bounds. That was a nifty move by Brown.
Checking in for the Skyhawks.
Vance, pull up three, got it. Alexa Vance now with 14 for Salem Hills. Pratt finds Brown, 23-17, Mountain Crest. Webb Berrigan now to LaRocco. LaRocco uses the screen, and the Mustangs continue to work it around the perimeter. Webb Berrigan looks at a three, instead goes for the left-hand scoop. That was a right-hand scoop from the left side. And Webb Berrigan with 6 points in the game, all of them here in the second period, 25-17. Mountain Crest midway through this second period. Vance in trouble, gets rid of it. Nye works her way in, misses. On the rebound, we've got a whistle. That's a late whistle. And they call it on Webb Berrigan. And Coach Carroll wants to know. I mean, that whistle came well after the miss and the ball was being rebounded. So Webb Berrigan picks up her second. And Nye, 3 for 3 from the free throw line on the evening, and out with one more. Second one won't go. Rebounded by Webb Berrigan. Pratt's going to bring it up ahead to Brown. Brown lobs it cross court. Webb Berrigan comes up with it, and she walks. She changed her pivot foot. 10 turnovers now for Mountain Crest. Isabella Johnson into the ball game. Webb Berrigan will take a seat. Johnson played and did not score in that first period. They pressure Vance. Now they're going to try to trap her. She gets it away to Barton. Barton inside to Nye. Turnover. Mountain Crest defense, they knock it away. Walker all the way to the rim. She lays it up. Misses. Knocked out of bounds by Mountain Crest. Pratt been very active on the boards tonight for the Mustangs. Mountain Crest has missed a lot of shots in close. I'm sure they'd like to have back, but they still lead 25-18 with 3:25 to play in the half. Now Vance loses it out of bounds. It was knocked away by Brown. Three on the way, won't go. Walker. Baseball pass down court to Brown. Brown against Barton. Turn, shoot, miss. That thing did everything but go in. Stays at this end, though, as Vance can't save it back in bounds. In Mountain Crest has had a lot of good looks, so they just haven't been able to get to go. And Pratt makes sure that one goes. She has 6, and the Mustang lead back up to 9. Vance across midcourt, dribbling right by Walker. Goes baseline against Johnson. Put it up. Won't go. Pratt keeps the rebound alive, knocks it over to LaRocco. LaRocco ahead of the pack to Brown. She puts it on the floor. Scoop it up and in. 9 for Brown, and with 2.5 to play in the half, the Mustangs with their largest lead of the night, they are up by 9. Johnson flags down the loose ball. Here we go the other way. Pratt out in front, and Brown puts it out just a little too far, and it goes out of bounds, and the Mustangs with 11 turnovers, but they lead by 11 points with 2:19 to play in the first half. Mountain Crest 29, Salem Hills 18. A bonus coverage on the game of the week on the Valley Channel. Wendy's of Logan, and a longtime sponsor of the game of the week on the Valley Channel and Valley Sports in general. We had our Wendy's All-Stars. Go back to our YouTube page and find out who our Wendy's All-Stars were for last year. A bunch of good ball players in the Valley. We're our Wendy's All-Stars. They've always got something new on the menu. Here's something, the new gift on everyone's list, the new Snickerdoodle Cookie Frosty Fusion. Yeah, Snickerdoodle Cookie Frosty Fusion. It's a Frosty, but it's got Snickerdoodle sauce and crumbled Snickerdoodle cookies in it. It's so good you won't even need a gift receipt. The Snickerdoodle Frosty Fusion at Wendy's. Go get you one tonight. .219 to play in the first half. Mountain Crest leads Salem Hills 29-18. Coach J.C. Carroll's Mountain Crest team picked in the coaches poll, the preseason coaches poll, to win Region 11, pick number 1. Salem Hills, a 5A team in Region 7. They lost by 1 in the semis to West last year. They're picked just below middle of the pack this year because they lost 5 contributors to that very good team they had last year. But with the ball is Alexa Vance, another very good player. Coach Carroll from Mountain Crest is well aware of her and knows her game because he coaches the AAU team she plays on in the summertime. She plays with Coach Carroll and Coach Carroll's daughter. And she's leading all scorers with 14 right now. She turns it over there, though. Ahead of the pack, they go to Brown. Brown's been having a good game, a good all-around floor game. She misses that one. She wonders why she wasn't going to the free throw line. 4 fouls the entire game, the entire half for Salem Hills. 11 from Mountain Crest. Salem Hills lived at the free throw line in that first period. Helped keep them in it when Mountain Crest got out to a hot start. Salem Hills has been as close as 1 point, but they haven't been ever led in this ballgame, and now they trail 29-18, and that is one of the reasons why. Mountain Crest has been relentless in their ball pressure and in their pressure all over the court. That one, an unforced error by Salem Hills, 14th turnover of the half. Mountain Crest with a chance to extend their lead. Bella Carroll, Mountain Crest leading scorer, on the bench with foul trouble. She has 3. Mountain Crest has tossed it around the gym a little bit themselves here in this first half. That's 12 turnovers for them. Mountain Crest missed a lot of easy shots in this one as well. I'm sure they watch film, they're going to groan a little bit. They could be up big. Vance off the dribble. Won't go. Rebound fought for. Richardson comes up with it. She's too far underneath, so she kicks it out. But it's just wide of her teammate and it goes out of bounds. Bronson was behind her in the short corner, but Richardson pass went wide. And Mountain Crest, with 45 seconds to play in the half, has the ball again. Pratt gives it to Walker. 3 on the way. Won't go. Rebounded by Barton. Barton through all sorts of traffic. About a 7-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. That hasn't been an issue in this first half. Barton's 3 is good. 2 3-pointers in the quarter for Salem Hills. They trail 29-21. And a foul called. Nope, timeout. Mountain Crest wants timeout. 17.1 to play in the first half. The Mustangs by 8 on the game of the week. Well, it's starting to get cold, so I don't know how many outdoor projects you have going on at this time of year, but if you're thinking about a fence for anything, the place to go is Custom Fence. Go to customfence.com where you can start a quote or request a quote from there. They have decades of proven expertise, tailored fencing options, and they're not just here locally, they operate in 15 different states. They can get what you want. They can get the materials, they have the know-how, they can help you plan your project and put it together and put it in for you. Custom Fence, a Game of the Week sponsor. 13 seconds in the first half. An 8-point Mountain Crest lead. LaRocco to Brown off the screen, and Brown puts the 3 to bed. A dozen for Brown. Barton at the buzzer. And the Mustangs take an 11-point lead into the locker room. 32-21. Mountain Crest leading Salem Hills on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. Back at Mountain Crest High School, Eric Olson along with you in the first half of a doubleheader in our Game of the Week on the Valley Channel on this Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Mountain Crest girls playing against Salem Hills. Mountain Crest leads 32-21. Salem Hills was led by Alexa Vance. She leads all scores with 14 points, 3 for Kate Martin, 2 for Anna Richardson, 2 for Lauren Nye. Vance needs a little bit of help for Mountain Crest. 12 for Emmy Brown, who had a great first half. 6 apiece for Leighton Pratt, Mariana Webb-Berrigan, and Bella Carroll. Carroll had to sit a lot of that second quarter with foul trouble. 2 for Sage Walker. Richardson gets her first bucket of the night to start the scoring here in the second half. That's a 9-point Mountain Crest lead at 32-23. Lots of turnovers in that first half. Both teams playing some pressure defense. And here's a steal by Richardson. She walked, got away with it. Barton gets inside. She's stuffed by Pratt. Pratt's played a great game. Her and Brown have really played an all-around great ball game. Bronson with a bucket. And it's 32-25 Mountain Crest. We've played 1 minute of this third period here in this girls varsity game. Pratt backdoor to Brown. Lay it up too hard. Wide open shot. She'd love to have that one back. Mountain Crest has missed a lot of those. Nice save by Carroll. Then she loses it. Pratt picks it up. And a jump ball. And it stays at this end. I mean, Brown, that was her easiest shot of the night. She's hit some tough shots. And she just put it up a little bit too hard. Carroll's got to be careful. She's got 3 fouls, and she sets up shop in this near corner. Now she comes to get the ball. Free throw line jumper by Carroll. Around, won't go. She's knocked to the ground, and no call on the follow-through by Baum. And Salem Hills with the rebound, goes the other way. Vance loses it, picks it up. Webb-Berrigan defends. Barton's 3 won't go. Backside rebound by Brown. Brown bringing it quickly up court. She's going to go all the way. Stop, pop, hit. Brown with 14 and the first Mustang points of this second half. 9-point Mountain Crest lead. We've played 2 minutes in this first half, and there's Pratt with the foul. Leighton Pratt now has 3. 12 team fouls on Mountain Crest in this ball game. That's the first of this second half. And they've got 2 players with 3 fouls, Carroll and Pratt. So they need to be careful. Vance tucks it in like a running back. Swings up the right hand hook. It won't go, and it's rebounded by Brown. She gives it off to Walker. Now Brown gets it back. Carroll looks low. Webb-Berrigan says, me. Turns in, misses, but she's fouled by Bronson. Webb-Berrigan will shoot 2. 3 of 5 from the line for Mountain Crest tonight. They haven't taken many, and she banks in the first. So now 4 of 6. 10, 12, 14, 16 free throws in the first half for Salem Hills. Most of those in the first period as Mountain Crest was in the penalty with more than half of the period to go. Pratt works for the rebound, can't come up with it. And it's knocked out of bounds by Salem Hills. Walker tossed it back in, and then Nye touches it, and it goes out of bounds off of Nye. She put her hands to her head like, oh. Carroll to trigger inbounds. Looking for Brown. Salem Hills has it well defended, and they take away the inbounds pass. Here's Vance. Vance down the lane, put it up and in. Alexa Vance with 16. She leads all scorers. Brown with 14 for Mountain Crest. Here's Carroll. Left hand scoop won't go. Webb-Berrigan out to Brown. 3 on the way. No, but a rebound foul, and then they're going to call it on Carroll. That's her 4th. And she says, I'm just boxing out. And Coach J.C. Carroll has a few things to say, and the officials tell him to talk to the hand. Bella Carroll with 4. She's going to have to sit. LaRocco at the scorer's table. Bella Carroll with 18 in the opener, but limited with foul trouble in this ball game, only 6. Vance again to the rim. Put it up, put it in again. Alexa Vance just having her way. 18 of her team's 29 points. Here's Carroll trying to answer. Has it blocked by Nye. Blocked and a takeaway. Ahead to Richardson. Richardson has it blocked on the other end. And they call a jump ball as Emmy Brown hustles back and gets her hand on top of it. It'll stay at this end. Bella Carroll is going to head for the sideline. She's going to sit on the bench with 4 fouls. And she's not happy about it. Richardson goes to work on Webb Berrigan. Good defense. That's knocked away from Nichols by Brown. Brown's going to go all the way in from the left side. Lay it up. Easy does it. And Brown with 16. 37-29. Mountain Crest stays out front. Vance has it poked away by Pratt. Layup by Walker won't go. Pratt follows. Keeps it alive, but Vance comes up with it. Vance needs some help. She has 18 of her team's 29 points. Barton looks low to Nye. She turns in, won't go. Rebound back to Barton. Barton has it blocked by Walker. Barton hits the deck, no whistle. And Salem Hills will inbound underneath their own basket. Johnson gets set to check in for Mountain Crest. Nichols gets the inbounds pass. Now finds Barton for it again. Barton looks low to Nye, instead out to Vance. Vance a long way away from the basket, so she puts it on the floor, drives all the way in, and Walker picks up the foul. That's her 3rd. Carroll with 3. Walker with 3. Pratt with 3. Webb Berrigan with 2. And fouls becoming an issue for Mountain Crest as Vance has been to the free throw line. This is her first time since the first period. 10 free throws in the first period by Vance. She was 9 of 10. This is her first trip there since then. And she hits both. 20 points for Alexa Vance. Again, Coach Carroll, he knew all about her. She's on the AAU team. Alexa Vance is on the AAU team that Coach Carroll coaches in the summertime. LaRocco's shot won't go. Walker fights for the rebound, but Vance comes out with it. He talked about her with me when I talked to him yesterday about what a good player she is, and she is showing it tonight. Coast to coast, she has 22, and it's a 37-33 lead. What was an 11-point lead now cut down to 4. And this one goes off Walker, out of bounds. So the Mustangs turn it over, their 3rd turnover here in this quarter. They have 15 on the night. One thing Coach Carroll was telling me he wants to see from his team, he wants to see them execute with confidence. He says they know what to do. They know the system. They know what they need to do. They need to have confidence in what they're doing. Vance off the glass. She's unconscious. It's a 2-point ball game, 37-35. Mountain Crest leads with 2.5 to play over Salem Hills. We're in the 3rd period. Now Mountain Crest running their action. They need a bucket in the worst way. LaRocco gives it off to Johnson. She fumbles it and turns it over. That's 4 turnovers in the quarter for Mountain Crest. They're up to 16 for the game. a chance to tie or take the lead for Salem Hills. Vance has it. 24 points. She wants 27. She's not going to get it. LaRocco ahead to Walker. Walker couldn't find it. And can't come up with it. That's 17 turnovers for Mountain Crest. .145 to play in this third period. Mountain Crest has led the entire way. And Salem Hills has had 2 chances to tie or take the lead, and both times they've turned it over. 37-35 Mountain Crest. Brown probably going to have to try to take control on an offensive foul as Oakley Brown came over to set the screen for Emerson Brown. And it's an offensive foul and turnover number 18. And foul number 4 on the Mountain Crest girls. So Salem Hills with another chance for a tie or a lead. Barton gives it off to Baum. Now they find Vance. 24 points for number 22. Barton looking at a 3. Likes what she sees. Salem Hills all the way back from 11 down, and they have the lead on Barton's first bucket of the game, and Mountain Crest turns it over at the other end. Salem Hills gives it right back on a travel. Richardson can't believe it. Brown fakes the 3, drives in, leaves it short. Baum with the rebound. Salem Hills with the lead. Vance goes to the rim, runs right over a Mountain Crest player, and they call it on Mountain Crest. So that's Vance going to the line. She has 10 of her 24 points here in this third quarter, make it 11 of 25. Salem Hills now leads by 2. Looking to make it 1 more. Mountain Crest has only scored 5 points in this quarter. 26 for Vance. 26 of her team's 40 points. 19-5 quarter for Salem Hills. Brown got a good look at a 3. Rims around and out. Mountain Crest just can't find the bottom of the bucket. Brown fouled by Baum, and Baum puts her hands up like, wasn't me. That's her first. Salem Hills' second foul of this second half. Mountain Crest with a chance to stop the bleeding. Oakley Brown to the line. And she misses the first free throw. Second free throw up and good for Oakley Brown. Only 6 points in the quarter for Mountain Crest. Oakley Brown's first bucket. 25 seconds to play in the third. 40-38. Salem Hills. Mountain Crest is led from the start. Salem Hills caught up and passed them just about a minute and a half ago. Baum fakes the 3. Steps in. Shot blocked by Johnson. .11 seconds left. Richardson, her shot blocked. Johnson comes up with it. LaRocco Ahead to Verhoff. Verhoff's going to fire away right toward the end of the period, and that's going to end the third period. Mountain Crest led the entire first half. They led 32-21 coming into the second half. And now they trail going into the fourth quarter, 40-38. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. There's not a lot of people around that remember the days when bread was made naturally, the wheat was ground into fresh flour, recipes that were simple and really had only the necessary ingredients. Well, some of you might remember that, but a lot of people don't. An old grist mill, though, they do, and they have brought that back, and they continue to do it that way. Have you ever gone in for their lunch special? You know, where you design your own, you can get a full or a half, you get white wheat, sourdough. Then you decide what spread you want, you know, mayo, mustard, maybe some horseradish or Miracle Whip. Pick from Swiss, provolone, cheddar, and then your choice of meat, turkey, roast beef, ham, pastrami, tuna, chicken salad. Add your veggies, get a cookie for their lunch special given to you in a nice little to-go bag. It's an important part of any outing in the summer for our family, and it should be for your family too. Old Grist Mill, a Game of the Week sponsor. So Mountain Crest trailing now after leading the entire game, trailing by a bucket. 40-38. They get the ball to start this fourth quarter. Carroll back in the game playing with 4 fouls. Spins left, underneath, nice look, and one for Webb Berrigan. Good find by Carroll, good finish by Webb Berrigan. And Webb Berrigan has 9 points, a chance for double figures. And a Mountain Crest lead with this free throw. Webb Berrigan hits the free throw. She has 10. Mountain Crest back out front, 41-40. Barton. Brown knocks it away and they call the foul. The good news for Brown is that's her first foul. Bronson was called for the foul on Salem Hills on that last possession. Oh, now Brown picks up another. You can see Mountain Crest, how they're trying to really pressure the ball carrier. They're bodying up, and they're just not letting them play that way. Carroll times it just right, knocks it away. Goes out of bounds off of Mountain Crest, and Salem Hills will try it again. Barton gets the inbounds pass from Nichols. Looking to Nichols again. Vance with 26 points on the floor, just a bystander right now. Plenty of time, 17 on the shot clock. Now the ball loose. Barton comes up with it. And why do we have a buzzer? Somebody over on the side bouncing a basketball, and the officials stop it and ask him to hold the ball. 11 seconds on the shot clock, 7:08 on the game clock. Mountain Crest by 1, 41-40. Barton inbounds to Nye. Nye puts it up, around, and in. Nye puts Salem Hills back out front. Brown looks down low to Walker. It's knocked away by Vance. Walker had good position. Vance reached around and knocked it away. And the Mustangs will trigger inbound underneath their own basket. Into Pratt. Pratt fouled. She'll go to the line. Nichols picks up her first. And Pratt to the free throw line. First time tonight for number 1. Tied at 42. Pratt trying to break the tie, and she won't. And Webb Berrigan comes up with the rebound. Misses. Vance knocks it away and out of bounds. That was a heck of a rebound by Webb Berrigan. Tried to do a little underhand scoop, couldn't finish. Brown off the screen, 3 short. Rebound chased down. Webb Berrigan tries to keep it inbound. She does to Walker. Carroll looking at a 3. This one's short. Tie ball game. Here comes Vance looking for her first bucket of the fourth quarter, and she's got it. That basket has been 10 feet wide for Alexa Vance today. Webb Berrigan up and under. Can't get it to go, and now on the rebound. Players hitting the floor, and they're going to call a travel. Vance had it and fell down with Walker on top of her, and everybody held their breath to see if Walker was going to pick up the foul, and she didn't. Out front to Webb Berrigan. Webb Berrigan attacks Richardson. She walked, and they're going to call the foul. They're going to call the foul before the walk. Richardson. I think they actually called that on 9. Let's see. Nope, that's on Richardson. That's 4. Pratt ties it up. So Pratt with 9 points. 16 for Brown, 6 for Carroll, 10 for Webb Berrigan, 9 for Pratt, and a block. And Brown has her third, all 3 of them here in this fourth quarter. And a timeout on the floor with 5:53 to go in the ball game. We're all tied up at Mountain Crest. Salem Hills and the Mustangs, 44 apiece on the game of the week. You know, I've talked about this before, about all the noise in my ears from these headphones over 30 plus years of doing these ball games. It kind of makes me worry a little bit about my hearing. Now that I'm getting a little bit older, I find myself saying, huh, quite a bit, and I wonder if it's what I've done to my hearing all these years. And it makes me really think about one of our game sponsors, Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, and Dr. Paul Daines. He's board certified in audiology. He can help you by customizing hearing improvement program to meet your unique requirements, whatever they are. Don't let the joys of life pass you by because you can't hear what's going on. Call Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology and Dr. Paul Daines today. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, a Game of the Week sponsor. 5:53 to go in this ball game. We're tied at 44. Mountain Crest is led by as many as 11. Biggest lead for Salem Hills has been 4. Salem Hills with the ball. Neither team with a turnover here in this fourth quarter. Vance with a rare miss, but it's rebounded by her teammate on the backside. Down low, turn in, score it. Nice job by Bronson. Bronson with 4. She breaks the tie, 46-44. Salem Hills. Brown looking at a 3. Rims around and out. Pratt with the rebound. Back out to Brown. She thought about it. Instead, she'll drive in. Stop, pop, score. Brown with 18. 5 minutes to play, and we're tied at 46. Vance, long 3, won't go. Waiting on the board is Brown. Brown pulls it down behind the back. with the dribble, give it off to Carroll. Carroll spins left, pulls up from the angle, off the glass and in. Bella Carroll's been in foul trouble the whole game. That's her first bucket of this second half. She has 8 after scoring 18 in the opener. And now Alexa Porter, the head coach, Salem Hills, wants a timeout as Mountain Crest has taken the lead back, 48-46, 4:33 to play on the game of the week. Anderson Seed and Garden's been a long-time game of the week sponsor. I mean, you think about your garden, and your lawn, you're thinking about summertime, right? Well, they've got the awesome November 29th events coming up, bringing the holiday cheer to Center Street in Logan that's Saturday, the 29th of November. That's this Saturday. You can celebrate the magic of the season at their annual holiday celebration on Center Street all day long. It's a festive day filled with joy and community spirit, enjoying dazzling light displays, live music, great treats from local vendors down on Center Street. The holiday celebration and winter market, Anderson Seed and Garden, a big part of that. Vance with the ball and 28 points. Here comes the double. Knocked away. Brown takes it away. Brown ahead for Walker. She has to back it out. Carroll straight away, long three. Got it! Carroll with 11. And she gives the Mustangs a 5-point lead. Vance is going to try to answer. Her three off the side of the iron, and a foul called late. Again, a late call, and who's it going to be on? That's Brown with her 4th. That ball had hit the floor, and they were chasing the rebound before the whistle blew. There was a little bit of contact. I think the issue for a lot of the people in the gym here on the Mountain Crest side is how late that whistle was. Twice that's happened tonight, where a play basically was over, or we're just getting ready to go the other way, and then the whistle blew. 3 free throws on that one as well. And Vance hits all 3. She's got 31. And it's a 2-point Mountain Crest lead as the clock slips under 4 minutes to play. Brown turns, she's fouled by Vance, and Alexa Vance picks up her 3rd. Four team fouls on Mountain Crest. That's the 4th on Salem Hills. So the next whistle for either team puts the other at the line. Pratt puts it up, leaves it short. It kind of got knocked away from her, and she got it back and hurried it and left it short. Brown and Carroll are both in foul trouble. They need to be careful. Here's the 20th turnover for the Skyhawks, and now Mountain Crest turns it over for the 20th time. Barton fakes, misses, rebounded by Brown. All alone, the other side is Walker. Lay it up and in. Sage Walker with 4, and it's a 4-point Mountain Crest lead. Barton leaves it back for Vance. Barton, 3 from the corner, got it. Kate Barton with her 3rd triple of the night. She has 9 points. And with 3 minutes to play, it's a 1-point ball game. Mountain Crest leading 53-52. Walker looks for help. Down low to Pratt. Pratt out to Brown, looking at a 3. Too hard. Out of bounds. Salem Hills with a chance to take the lead back. Nye is going to check in. Mountain Crest wants a timeout.
Mustangs call a timeout.
2:45 to play in this ball game. 53-52. Mountain Crest hanging on to a 1-point lead on the game of the week. Mountain Crest, this game's a warm-up. They play again tomorrow night at Box Elder. Then on the 2nd of December, they're at Pleasant Grove before coming home to host Rich on the 5th of December. Salem Hills is at Park City on the 2nd of December, and then they have Richfield on the 4th of December. And this one's turned into a good ball game. At one point it looked like Mountain Crest would run away with it because they were up by double digits. They were up by double digits in the third quarter, and then a huge third quarter for Salem Hills, and they actually took the lead here into the fourth, and now Mountain Crest leads by 1. Mountain Crest has outscored Salem Hills 13-12 in this fourth quarter. Richardson turns, misses. Nye can't control the board. Ball's loose, rolls out of bounds, going the other way. Coach Porter's right there. She can't believe it. But she doesn't argue. And the Mustangs with a 1-point lead and the ball. Running through is Carroll. Brown gives it off to Pratt. Ball back in Carroll's hands. Pratt, backdoor cut, put it up, miss it. The Mustangs have missed a lot of little easy bunnies here this evening. And if they lose this ball game, they'll look at that and grind their teeth about it a little bit. Under 2 minutes to play in the ball game now. 1-point Mountain Crest lead. Alexa Vance with 31 points and the basketball. Firing for three as everybody backs off. She misses. She's cooled down a little bit here in this fourth quarter. Walker comes up with it as Barton tries to knock it away. Here's Carroll. Carroll drives baseline all the way in. Contact, bucket, free throw. Bella Carroll has 13, 7 here in this fourth quarter. She had 6 in the opening quarter. She's been plagued by foul trouble. She has a chance to make it a 4-point lead, and she does. What's important about that is it makes it a 2-possession game. 14 now for Carroll, 18 for Brown, 10 for Webb Berrigan, 31 for Vance for Salem Hills. Here's Vance with the basketball. And a Salem Hills turnover as Hoffman steps on the end line. Turnover number 21 for Salem Hills. Mountain Crest has had trouble with the ball as well. 20 turnovers themselves. 21. Vance, you got to be careful if you're Brown, and that's going to be number 5. She rode her hip all the way down. She probably should have maybe just backed off. And that's 5 on Brown, all 5 in this fourth quarter. She played a heck of a ball game as Emerson Brown. She fouls out with 18 points. No free throw because Coach Carroll has 60 seconds to get another player into the ball game. And Larocco checks in. Nichols is going to check in for Hoffines. 1:13 to play in the ball game. Vance goes to the free throw line. She has 31 points. 5 here in the fourth quarter. 16 of those 31 are from the free throw line. 17 of 32. It's now a 1-possession ball game. She's only missed 1 free throw all night. Of all those free throws, she's only missed 1. (18 of 19 from the free throw line for Alexa Vance. She has 33 points. She's pulled Salem Hills to within a bucket, 56-54 with 1:13 to play. Mountain Crest ball when we come back. This is the first game of a doubleheader here tonight on the Valley Channel. If you turned us on, getting ready for the boys' game, well, they'll be coming up next. There's 1:13 to play in this one. Mountain Crest leads by 2, 56-54. The Mountain Crest boys taking on Box Elder. It'll get started just a little bit after 7 o'clock. They're going to give both teams 20 minutes to warm up after this game is over. Box Elder 5A Region 5 comes in 2-0. Mountain Crest is 1-0, of course, 4A Region 11. This ball game that we've been covering here, this girls game, has been a heck of a ball game. Salem Hills 0-2. 5A Salem Hills desperate for a win after starting 0-2. Alexa Vance with 33 points on the ball game. She's number 22 for Salem Hills. Mountain Crest with 3 double-digit scores. One of them, Emerson Brown, just fouled out with 18 points. Leighton Pratt gives it off to LaRocco. LaRocco's going to go all the way to the rim. Lay it up and in. Her first bucket of the ball game, and it was a big one. And now they pressure. Here's Vance. See if they bring a double for her. Plenty of time on the shot clock. But Salem Hills needs 2 buckets. Barton has it knocked away by LaRocco. LaRocco with a big layup a moment ago, and then she knocks that one away. 16 on the shot clock, 43 on the game clock. Mountain Crest wanting to make Salem Hills take as much time as possible before getting a shot up. Here's Vance. She tells Barton to come to her, and now backs it out. Barton hit a 3 a moment ago, and a timeout called by Salem Hills, a full timeout. 34 seconds left in the ball game. A 4-point lead for Mountain Crest. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Salem Hills with the ball when we come back on the Game of the Week. There are other Region 11 girls teams in action this evening. Ogden at Stansbury, Bear River at Box Elder, always a big one, and Grantsville at Deseret Peak. Of course, Deseret Peak, that new high school out there in the Tooele Valley. Special thanks to our game sponsors, our Game of the Week sponsors, KSM, Wendy's, Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, Custom Fence, Anderson's Heath Garden, and the Old Grist Mill, helping bring you high school sports action on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. Both boys teams are standing off in the wings, getting ready to warm up. When this one's over, the boys will get 20 minutes to warm up before that one tips off. So our boys game will probably tip off closer to 7:15 than 7 o'clock. 34 seconds left in this one. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Salem Hills down by 4. Vance has to shoot it. Step back 3. Too long. Out of bounds it goes. Didn't hit anything. Shot clock violation. 28.5. No shot clock. Salem Hills is going to have to foul. The Mountain Crest needs to get the ball inbounds first. They get it into Carroll. Carroll knocked down by Vance. Teammates on the summer AAU team. And Vance helps Carroll up. And for Vance, that's number 4. And that's the 5th team foul for Salem Hills. And Carroll goes to the line with a chance to put this ball game away. She's been in foul trouble the entire ball game. She had 18 in the opener. She has 14 here and a chance to put this game away. Mount Crest leads by 4. Now they lead by 5. One more. Mountain Crest by 6. Carroll with 16. Now you pressure but don't foul. Barton looking for somebody. Vance comes up with it. Vance back to Barton. 15 seconds. Barton launches, won't go. Pratt, who's played a good ball game, with the rebound. And Walker fouled by Barton. 11 seconds to play, and the Mustangs have outlasted the Skyhawks with Salem Hills. Salem Hills fought all the way back from an 11-point deficit in the third quarter to take a 4-point lead before the Mustangs came up with a little run of their own to get back out in front. And then it's been the Mustangs down the stretch that have made the plays. Alexa Vance with 33 points for Salem Hills to carry the Skyhawks. 7 of those points here in the fourth quarter. Both free throws missed by Walker. Pratt with the rebound. They call a jump ball. And that goes the other way. But the big play, one of the biggest plays of this ball game a few moments ago was Addison LaRocco. Hadn't scored all night long. Had played quite a bit in relief of Bella Carroll, who'd been sitting with foul trouble. But Mountain Crest is ahead by a couple of points. You think, oh, maybe they're just going to run some clock here. Nope, they pushed the ball. They got the inbounds pass. LaRocco took the pass all the way in from the right side to lay it up and in and give them for her first bucket of the game and make it a 2-possession ball game and give Mountain Crest a little bit of breathing room. And that was as big a play as there was all night long. We mentioned 16 for Carroll. Emerson Brown had a whale of a ball game. She fouled out with 18 points left. All 5 of her fouls in the fourth quarter. But she had 18 points. And then Webb Berrigan had 10 points of her own, 9 for Pratt. Vance, double team. They're not going to give her anything easy. And the shot won't go as time runs out for Salem Hills. Salem Hills made a big effort, but the Mustangs made the plays when it mattered. 60-54, Mountain Crest hangs on to improve to 2-0 on this early season. We hope you enjoyed the bonus coverage, the girls varsity basketball game here at Mountain Crest. Stick around, about 20 minutes we'll be bringing you the boys game, Mountain Crest against Box Elder. See you in a few on the Game of the Week.